And we're back with yet another audio test. I bet you guys are getting tired of this already. I know I am. So, yeah. Just tried it on another game. And once again, I noticed audio levels are way off. So, I'm just going to spend all day today trying to figure out what the magic trick with OBS is, because it seems like as soon as I fix one problem, it creates another one. So, in the last game, I turned the game volume down so low that it was pretty much off. And I thought it was just a little quieter, but it was just like completely off. Like, the reason why the voice sounded better was because there was no video game audio coming through, even though it still said 10%. So once again, I'm going to bounce back to this game and just kind of check the music, video game audio quality versus the microphone. Far away and close up. Now obviously the closer I get to the microphone, the louder my voice will get and the more clear it gets. I'm also trying to find a good balance between keeping the microphone away from me but still can clearly be heard while I'm talking, so we're gonna see what that setting is. Okay, so I now have the microphone at 400% and I have the video game audio at 30%. So now we're going to try and bump it back up to 40% game and see if that sounds better. So once again, for the video game streams, I'm trying to find that perfect balance where you can hear the video game, including its background music, pretty clearly at normal audio volume settings, but also where it's not completely drowning out the microphone, because occasionally I have to talk to chat or something and I want them to be able to hear me clearly in my normal speaking voice, where I don't have to yell or hump the microphone in order for it to be loud enough so that you can hear me. So anyways, here's about 5 inches away from the microphone. Again, according to OBS, the microphone is at 400% volume. The game audio capture is at 40% volume. And I think I began this stream with, or this audio test with 20% or 30%. I can't even remember now. And before I had it set at like 60%, and that was like way too loud. So hopefully 40% is a better level where you can hear both video game and host talking at the same time. So I think that's probably going to be the level I'm going to leave it at. Just going to play through this game for a couple of minutes, with all the background noise, all the machines running, and the music playing in the background, and other sounds. So yeah, there's a video game audio and my normal speaking voice about 5 inches away from the microphone. Again, I want to get the microphone as far away as possible, but yet still, loud enough to hear me talking. So I'll have to figure out what that magic number is. 400% sounds a bit like overkill, but again, if that's the actual volume that works for my raspy voice and 5 inches away from the microphone, good enough for me. So yeah, there's that. Also, just for giggles, I'm going to switch between different settings in OBS just to see what my other setups sound like. So here is one of my typical online panel icons where I'm talking on stream. And again, I think I have this audio set at 400%, which sounds like a lot and maybe too loud. And so hopefully it's not too loud. I'm going to bump that down to 300 to see what that sounds like. So there's 300 microphone audio setting. And again, this would be the volume set for if I'm on a podcast stream, live stream panel talking with my typical icon. I'm also playing a video game in the background, but I'll turn that volume all the way down just to make sure there's no background feedback. And then your voice is perfect volume at 400%, says Adam87. Okay, well, this is 300%, so let me knock it back up to 400% and see if that sounds better. So this is 400%. I noticed that the audio bars are bouncing into the yellow range, which I think is OBS's way of telling me that's a little too loud, but I'll let y'all be the judge of that. And of course, I'll go back and watch this video in a second. Primal Studies, how goes it? So just doing audio tests and stuff. For some reason, my audio's been goofing on me lately, and so I think you heard in the last video game stream where like the microphone was getting completely drowned out by the video game music and sounds. And so let me jump back to that and see how that sounds. So again, here is the video game audio playing while the microphone's on. Adam saying 400 is best so far, with definitely with video game running, because video game kind of competes with the audio that you can hear coming through. Hopefully it's a lot clearer when I'm just talking microphone alone on a panel or something. So there's video game audio, and there's me talking at the same time. Again, the YouTube, not YouTube, the okay, cool, you seem plenty loud right now. Okay, the panel icon setup I have, where it's just this little icon, and the microphone is also set at 400 volume, which sounds a little high for me. And the OBS bars are bouncing into the yellow range, which I thought meant it's getting too loud and it's going to start distorting or something. So again, let me just double check. 300, there's 300, which looks like good full green bars, but a little bit of yellow, but maybe is a little too quiet now. I don't know. I'll go back and listen to it. So again, this is microphone volume at 300%. And so I think most people said at least 400 is their preferred level. So I'll go back and check and see. Seems like good mix. All right, cool. All right, well, somewhere between 300 and 400 is what I'm hearing. Definitely 400 for when I'm on a game stream, because I'm competing with the video game audio also going piping through the channels. So we'll see soon enough. Sounds good. All right, well, once again, this was an audio test, just also for me. So I'm going to go back and watch this just to see how loud it's coming through, or not loud enough coming through. By the way, just for shits and giggles, I'm curious what 500 looks like. And there is 500 level audio. This is 500% volume settings in OBS Studio using my SoloCast microphone, about 5 inches away from my microphone in my normal speaking voice. You don't notice much difference between 300 and 400. Neither do I, and that's why I can't figure out if these settings are doing anything. Because like for example, right now it's at 500, and let me switch it to 100 and see if you notice a difference. So here is 100% volume settings on my microphone, as opposed to 500% just about 5 seconds ago. And just to make sure these are actually doing anything, here is 50% microphone. So here's 50% settings on the microphone volume settings. And so hopefully it's noticeably different at this point between 50% and 500%, which hopefully is a noticeable difference. Anyways, I don't know what the magic number is, especially since sometimes I move a little closer to my microphone and sometimes I'm real far away, and I don't want it just to completely drop off or explode in either direction. Here's me getting closer to the microphone at 500%, which there goes the red bars. OBS said, red alert, don't do that. So I can't get too close at 500%. 500% is definitely loud. Let's go back to 400%. That seems like to be a popular number. Here's 400% with me again getting really close to the microphone. 3 inches away, 2 inches away, 1 inch away. It's probably too loud at this point. Again, the goal is to get as far away from the microphone as possible, but still have good quality audio. So let me try 500% away from the microphone. Okay, so here's 500% and about a foot away from the microphone. So hopefully this audio is good enough for like a podcast while we're talking and I'm in a quiet room. There's no background noise currently. So this is a test of 500% volume settings about a foot away from the microphone in my normal speaking voice. And then I will see how that sounds and see if I like that. Switching back to the video game. So the video game has 40% and 400%. And again, I'm about a foot away from my microphone, so hopefully you can still hear me talking and hear the video game with its music and noise. And so we'll see which setting sounds the best. And this is also with me turning the speakers up so I don't have to listen with headphones while I'm playing a video game, which may cause some feedback into the microphone. And we'll see how that goes. Daisy mode can hear me fine. Okay, so you're thinking 300 to 400 is the best range. Okay. Well, hi-fi, is there any hope for America? No, Daisy. America gone. It did. As Dr. Bones would say, she's dead, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a miracle worker. Anyways, we're just doing an audio test. This isn't a chat stream or anything, and I'm not even playing video games. I'm just playing video games for noise checks, volume checks. Okay, well, currently video game levels are 40% video game audio and 400% host microphone audio. And again, if I switch over to my typical live stream panel view setup, again the microphone is set to 500%, which hopefully should be coming in loud and clear even with my mouth about a foot away from the microphone. Again, this is my normal speaking voice. Testing 1 2 3. 500% settings, 500% microphone volume settings. Okay, just testing all the audio to make sure we're good to go for whatever I'm doing that day. So there we go. I'm gonna go back and listen to this and see which one I think is the best. But sounds like we're voting in the 400% range of either just podcasting or video game streaming. That seems to be the the best settings, and we'll see if that's true. And again, I don't know why all this changed in the last video game, because I didn't do any of these settings before, and so I think it was like 100% for all video game and microphone settings, and for some reason it was working before, so I have no idea why it suddenly stopped working. So anyways, that's it for now. I'll talk to everybody.